Good morning to you once again, and in case you've just joined, thank you so much for keeping it with us here on UBC TV. It is your morning show, Good Morning Uganda, and we come your way every weekday from 6:30 to the hour of 9 with an extension of Good Morning Uganda with Jagenda Semakula. Once again, I'm Robert Chirabo Nyonyintono, and welcome to Good Morning Uganda Agenda. Now, in this segment, we have a topic of discussion, and we have a guest or guests in studios, but also give you an opportunity, our viewer, to be part of the topic of discussion by simply sending in your question, your observation, your feedback to us, and the guests in studios really do you justice by answering all your questions. Today, I'm very excited because I'm handling a topic where I'm very passionate, and that is issues to do with agriculture. And to be more specific, we are going to be discussing organic agriculture in Uganda, or organic farming in Uganda. We know globally the world is craving for organic products. Many countries are having problems where their produce has been rejected because it has aflatoxins, because the number of toxins due to chemicals and other bad farming practices. Now with me I have two gentlemen that is from Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture in Africa. This group is organizing, I call it an agricultural caravan, which is going to be moving, and they began this yesterday, in different parts of the country, visiting people that are perfecting the art of organic agriculture and benchmarking, sharing ideas on how best we can promote organic agriculture in our motherland, Uganda. I have, that is Chamba Mathias, who is the Executive Director of Pecho, and is also a multiplier with KCO Africa. Most welcome, Mr. Kayemba Mathias.
Thank you very much, Mr. Nyonyintono. Maybe first of all, let me make a correction. My name is Kayemba Mathias, a KCOA multiplier, a practicing farmer, a trainer, a mentor for youth in agriculture. And today's topic, as he has mentioned, we are trying to promote organic agriculture. So, thank you very much.
And just next to me is Kayemba, that is Ezra Karure, who happens to be from Pelham, Uganda, and a project officer, still from the same organization, KCOA. You're most welcome to the studios.
Well, thank you, Mr. Chambade.
Okay, Mr. Chirabo.
Mr. Chirabo, sorry. And then our viewers, my name is Ezra Kale from Pelham, Uganda, and a project officer on the Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture in Africa. And our topic of discussion today, we are trying to create awareness on the use of organic products in Uganda. I know we have a challenge here, but of course we've come out there in the field to promote, to create awareness of promoting organic agriculture in Uganda. Thank you so much.
I'll begin with defining this giant that we are talking about today. A person watching us, when we talk about organic agriculture or organic farming. Mathias, let's first understand what form of agriculture, what kind of agriculture are we talking about?
Yeah, thank you. As we look at the world today, we are being faced by a challenge where the population is increasing, land is reducing, food is becoming scarce, climate change is a big problem, and we're asking ourselves, where is the problem? Maybe the inputs, maybe people's attitude that they no longer want to participate in agriculture, but we've discovered that the challenge is using external inputs in agricultural production. So when we talk of external agricultural inputs, we are looking at herbicides, pesticides, and these have caused a very big challenge on the climate. And as the land depreciates in its fertility, we get low productivity. So what does the organic agriculture do? Organic agriculture tells you, can we create a coexistence the synergies where the elements in the ecosystem interdepend on one another to increase agricultural production, to reduce one, hunger, to reduce malnutrition, that is getting healthy diets in our population. So if we go organic agriculture, so we are finding that those two issues, low food or reduced food production, are going to be solved. Malnutrition is going to be solved. So at the end of the day, everybody is achieving.
Well, just to make it more understandable to ordinary viewer, farmer, you know, with TV, it is instant communication that someone has to get exactly what we are referring to. How is this carried on? Apart from echo, this and that, please continue to break this down.
The project of organic agriculture is looking at three things. One, collecting knowledge. The relevant knowledge that increases food production with little inputs that have been recycled from our environment. Then two, dissemination of this knowledge. And the third one is to network. Basically, the trainings we give into this community, the exposure visits we are giving during this caravan time, are trying to prepare the farmer to know the bottlenecks to her or his production currently.
Let's get to understand, that is Ezra, how different is this from conventional agriculture that maybe many Ugandans are well knowledgeable of?
Well, thank you so much. Organic agriculture, it is kind of different from the conventional in a way that we are using, with organic agriculture, we are trying to, keep our environment safe. And whatever is surrounding the environment is safe. What do I mean by this? Conventional, people have seen people in the villages where if they want to farm, for example, tomatoes, they will burn the bush. And what they are doing is they are trying to kill the ecosystem. But here with organic agriculture, yes, whatever is within the ecosystem, we are balancing the ecosystem. We have the birds in there, we have these small animals in there, we have the worms in the soils that feed the soil for us to get that healthy product. So that is how different organic agriculture is. But we are saying here, a farmer doesn't need to put a lot of money in it to have products on market. He's using less inputs and with high yields. That is how different it is. Yes.
Let me understand this still when it comes to organic agriculture. There is a belief that organic agriculture is maybe farming God's way, if I may use that word, where you don't apply chemicals, and once you apply chemicals, it ceases to be organic agriculture. Yes. Throw more light still in that area, because people will tell you, for me, I don't use pesticides, I don't use any chemicals, so I'm in organic agriculture.
You see, with organic agriculture, like we said, it is it falls under agroecology. And when you follow agroecology, we are looking at those 10 elements of, diversity, being resilient. And with the organic agriculture, our farmers are always resilient. We have those varieties of, plants or products that are really resilient to the shocks of the environment. So when you go organic, I'm sure the farmers will benefit. We've trained farmers who are practicing on large scale, on large pieces of land, and they are doing organic, they're exporting organic. And remember, we were shocked by COVID-19. Organic farmers were able to, to resist the shocks of the COVID-19. So when you go organic, yes, like you've said, I'm not using the other chemicals. I'm not doing this, but am I organic? Yes, we are saying, as so long as you are maintaining the ecosystem, you are balancing, because we have to live in the environment. One another. You look at the animals are there, the trees are there, the birds are enjoying the life. But when you spray, then what you are saying basically is you're living, look at the snakes, you're chasing them away, look at the birds, chasing them away, but you also have to exist within the ecosystem. So when you go organic, the system is balanced. Yes.
Well, Matthias, one will tell you that our great parents were in organic agriculture. Yes. Because it was the way of doing things. They weren't chemicals, they weren't this complicated research. So for them, they were perfect at organic agriculture. Today, one will tell you things have changed. We've disturbed the bushes where some of these insects used to be. We've disturbed the bushes where some of these animals used to, they were their habitats. So there is so much, and these have come closer to our gardens. So it is almost inevitable for you to go organic agriculture or to practice organic agriculture. I want to get a feel of, or your perception, factoring in these realities.
Yes, as my colleague has explained, agroecology. So agroecology, when we look at the SDGs, Sustainable Development Goals, Sustainable Development Goal number 2 emphasizes creating sustainable agriculture for increased food production and good diets. So when you look at how our grants used to do it, and we are saying they were purely organic, and these people were creating good governance of the natural resources. And 2, they were putting it in consideration to the current generation vis-a-vis the future generation. So what are we doing today? Today, people are caring only to today. They are not looking at tomorrow. But when we look at sustainability in agriculture, based on organic agriculture and agroecology, we are looking at sustainable agriculture that will cater for today's demands or today's food crisis, the climate change, and the future generation. Yes.
Very interesting. Now, let's also look at how this organic agriculture can be a solution to the current problems in terms of food sustainability and, of course, environment protection.
Thank you. We've mentioned there are so many principles. There are 10 principles of agroecology. The first principle says you need to recycle back. Recycle back. There are so many waste materials that are existing in our environment that can be recycled back. We call them biodegradable. Things that can rot today, can rot tomorrow. The cow dung, the feathers of chicken. So there are so many things we can make fertilizers and manures that can enrich our soils. Then planting trees. The trees recycle the system, change the air, and they improve the ecosystem, which ecosystem helps us to bring back, replenish the soil and the environment. So the third one, we're looking at animal health. So because the vegetation that the animals feeds on is medicine, so we normally emphasize when you're looking at nutrition, that if you don't make food medicine, you'll make medicine food. So what do we mean by this? Instead of eating food for your health, you are getting tablets, you are getting chemicals because you feel they can help you to be healthy. So even animals, instead of now eating very good vegetation, they are going to eat poisoned vegetation. Somebody after spraying or herbicide on grass, the following day, somebody who is grazes on the same grass. Then there's no animal health there. So when you are looking at the agroecology, so the chain now continues. Somebody who is going to eat eggs from a chicken that has eaten poisoned feeds is also going to get poisoned. So there is that breakage. So if we are going to continue with improving how people stay on the ecosystem and how the environment can be protected, we need to go organic.
Ezra, when you talk about the benefits, they seem so many of organic agriculture. But let's also look at how Ugandans in modern day are responding to this. Because when I move around, I think every day, gradually, we are moving towards elimination of organic agriculture. You see more people embracing the easiest. Today, even when I was growing up, we used to call it kukola. That is, I think, weeding.
Yeah, weeding.
You used to have a hoe, and this today, someone just gets a pump and a few chemicals. They call it the umpaka somwangu, you know, boom, and then in a minute you're done, the grass will dry. So every day I see more chemicals coming on. Even one time we were going for genetically modified. All these complications, we seem to be running away from what you're advocating and pushing for and teaching.
Well, thank you. Some of the benefits, you see, like you said, people are going for what is cheaper for them, but of course at the expense of their lives. what do I mean here? We need to bring the women and the youth on board into this game, organic agriculture. We've interacted with the youth, and you know the youth want quick money. Spray today, tomorrow, and then on market. Now, with organic agriculture, we need that patience. One, because we need the fertilizers. We are saying, we are promoting, we are teaching people to make their own fertilizers. You need time, you need the knowledge, you need the skills. And that is what we've done for the past trainings. Of course, the other benefits, we are saying, yes, this kind of farming practice is very sustainable, like we've said. Sustainable in a way that, for example, remember during those days, our grandparents used to, have, what we were calling the organic, the nakavundira, the nakavundira, if I may put it in Uganda. So, but nowadays, when someone, for example, is preparing for land, they would not want to weed. We are calling that laziness. They don't want to weed. What they do, they go and then spray. But now for us, we are saying no. As you're spraying, you are killing the microorganisms in the soils. That would feed the plant that you want to have a yield, a better yield. So what are we saying? The other benefits are in organic agriculture. Yes, we are saying, as you do your farming, other microorganisms are also existing. They also need life. The snakes need life. The birds need life. All of us need life because we benefit from each other. Of course, the little science we have is, there's animal dispersion of seeds. But no longer in town here or in our villages, you no longer hear the sounds of birds. Why? Because we've chased away all the birds, we've chased away all the snakes, we've chased away all these small animals within, and they're contributing a lot to a healthy food. Yes.
Very interesting, and I know any farmer or person watching us this morning, when it comes to the benefits of organic agriculture, they have been well stated by the gentleman I have here. Now let me move to the current activity that is happening, Matthias, and this is the caravan. Let's understand, for us in many communities, when we talk about a caravan, definitely this movement. Movement, moving one place to the other. And maybe let me begin this with Ezra, because he's, for the few clips I've seen, Ezra seems so much to be with issues of the caravan. First, what motivated you to come up with this caravan and what's it all about?
Well, thank you, presenter. First of all, before I hint about the caravan, like I said, I'm working for Peso Uganda as a project officer. And Peso Uganda is parading agroecology in Uganda. Now, one of the projects with Peso Uganda is the Knowledge Center for Organic Agriculture that is aiming at, having our agricultural systems integrated within the other countries that are of part. Like I said, we have Peso Uganda in Uganda, then we have Peso Kenya in Kenya. We have TOAM, that is Tanzania Organic Agriculture Movement, and then we have ROAM. ROAM is Rwanda Organic Agriculture Movement. All what we are doing is we want to see that livelihood of smallholder farmers are into a better health. Now, the caravan itself. Why the caravan this time? We've trained a number of farmers in organic agriculture practices, and where they've been asking us, yes, Ezra, you're teaching us these things, but now, where is the market? How do we do, for example, organic pesticides? How do we apply these things? So we are saying them, yes, there are people out there, there are farms out there doing organic agriculture on a large piece of scale, and they're exporting. Now, we said, I think it is wise to expose these farmers to the farms, but also build their capacity, to practice organic agriculture. And of course, the networking. You said, let's have an event that brings these farmers from various parts of the country on board so that they believe it. Because as we say, seeing is believing. So that they see it by themselves. And this is the caravan now. Now, the caravan, we started on Sunday with a press conference. And I must say, I thank the media team. They are working great to put us up there. But also yesterday, on Monday, we visited 3 different farms in Wakiso. Basically, these were in Wakiso. That is the Kwagala farm. Then we went to the organic market. We have an organic market at Waita Babiri, led by Professor Charles Chewa. Then today we are moving ahead to Kayunga and Wikwe. So tomorrow we shall be moving to Zirowe, Wobulenzi. We have a farm there that is doing organic chicken, organic ducks, livestock, basically. That is Mlinza. Then on Thursday, we shall be moving to Kapeka. We have a farm that is rearing rabbits organically on a large piece of scale. And then, of course, we shall go to one of our members, that is St. Jude Family Projects in Masaka. Yeah, but what are we aiming at? So we are trying to build synergies, looking at our farmers benefiting, but also seeing. And at the end of the day, we are very sure that we shall transform the nation. But also, all what we are doing here, we are working with the line ministry, that is the Minister of Agriculture. Yes. And basically under the crop production department. Yes.
So what is the aim of this caravan?
Well,
what are you aiming at achieving? Because when we see you're visiting farms that are practicing organic agriculture. So what is the aim?
Well, like I said, one, we are building networks among the farmers.
So what's happening?
We shall have our farmers build networks, but of course we are getting contacts because they are saying, yes, you're telling us to go organic. Where are the markets? We are taking them to the markets. And of course, by doing so, they will be networking with the exporters, you know, of course, the different farmers. If you're farming pineapples and then he is farming tomatoes, or how do we team up so that we can sell in large quantities out there? Then also we are looking at the building capacities of our smaller farmers. By them seeing, we are empowering them, you know, to continue practicing. And of course, they are not alone in this thing. They say, okay, fine. I mean, for example, Soloti, but I have a person in maybe Masaka. We are all moving toward the same direction. Yep.
Matthias, one of the biggest challenges has been with such good projects is that they're only good and relevant the time the donors are available. So I'll have you guys here, we shall have you all over, everywhere, giving knowledge, talking and speaking.
Yes.
At the end of the day, if you take 10 years down the road, when the donor pulled out, there isn't anything to do with sustainability. A farmer who was good, maybe in rabbit farming.
Yes.
And he has many of them organic. The next time we go there, either they are nowhere to be seen or he changed to do things the easy way. Why is the element of sustainability here?
Basically, the first issue we are looking at this one being a farmer-based. And we are training the farmers to own it. So it is not that it's the donor, that is the donor who owns it, but the donor is supporting the farmer to acquire knowledge. As we said, our three objectives. So it is 1, knowledge collection, 2, knowledge dissemination, then networking. So when we look at those 3 objectives of organic agriculture or KC or any project, so benefits the farmer first before it benefits any other person. And as we are saying, when you look at the sustainable development goals, they emphasize creating sustainable agriculture for food security, some incomes, and better nutrition. And actually we believe that because it has been farmer-based, and even our president emphasizes it, let us create a farmer who can grow food for consumption and can remain with some little money in the pocket. So because the farmer has known the benefits of going organic, 1, food security, 2, environmental protection, you are protecting your environment, then the 3rd one, some income. The project is looking at a farmer. That's why in our caravan, we are linking our farmers to markets. So if a farmer gets to know that this is now a business, I grow for food consumption, I grow for incomes, then this project is going to be sustainable. Yes.
Very interesting. I love issues of sustainability, more so when we are discussing agriculture. But also, let's look at community embraciveness. How, Ezra, have you empowered these communities? Because it is different for an organization to look at a few people. One time I visited a farmer in Kayunga, and those were Shatwa farms, something like that. He was very excellent. Yeah. I must say, if I've ever seen anyone doing agriculture at individual basis, this man was so good. And he used to have seminars or workshops where I would come and pay and study issues of farming. But when you moved away from his farm, the surrounding community, you'd get disturbed. Actually, his immediate neighbor, all he did was to clear his compound so that we can park. And everyone who parked had to pay about 2,000 shillings. So for him, when this one has seminars, he would benefit because people would come and park and he gets money. Yes. But at the end of the day, he's near to a gold mine and not benefiting any. This I've seen with a number of projects. They have model, you call them model farmers, you know, pick a few. At the end of the day, we were excited, but there are so few people are being transformed and lives transformed. How do you factor in this?
Well, like I said, Peram, Uganda, for the past 25 years, we've been promoting agroecology and organic farming. What does that mean? The practices under organic agriculture or agroecology, they are empowering. They are giving powers to the farmer. When you look at the practices, yes, for us as a project, we've come on board. But Peram Uganda started this long time ago, 25 years. The approaches, when you look at, we have different models. We have a model that is called CMSS, that is the managed seed systems in Peram Uganda. That is also empowering the farmer. We are trying to tell the farmer, please, you need to own your seed. And the most challenges we have now is that our farmers, when it comes to the season of planting, they go to the shops and then buy seed. They do not differentiate between seed and the grain. But now what Peram Uganda has built models. One is community managed seed systems, where a farmer is empowered to have his own seed. In other words, they are following the trend of the seed I'm planting, what is its origin. And that is, I think that is what's lacking among our farmers. But the farmers, we're building their capacity to own that. Then we also have another model, what we are calling the Peso Model. We are empowering, yes, as much as we are saying you need to eat, to grow food for home consumption. Then, how about the incomes? Like he said, and that is what the president says. We need to have these small monies from our farmers so that they can sustainably live and, of course, contribute to the natural resources. Then also, the other model is what we call the climate resilient agroecology model. What is it doing? We're all aware that we have climate change all over globally. And now we are saying our farmers, how will we survive? The fact that the systems we bring on board are sustainable, like we said. Look at areas of climate change. Those days we used to plant, we used to farm on seasons. Gone are the days. Now we are saying you need food from day one to the last. And that is why we're coming up with all these models that to see that, yes, if it has not rained today, people have to eat. Plants have to enjoy themselves in the gardens. How are we training our farmers to be able to absorb all those shocks? Have these water harvesting technologies. You know, we've moved to those areas where we have these water harvesting technologies. People are now making the vermicompost, the manure themselves. They have all the skills. So in a way, we are building the capacity of the farmers, like I said, but also having those systems in place that will enable them move 1,000 miles. Yes, but also maybe I need to mention this, that in this thing, we are not alone as Peram Uganda. We are working with the Minister of Agriculture, like I said, but also we are moving with other civil society organizations. But of course, the GIZ is behind all this drive. Yes.
Well, I'm happy that you've just emphasized more on sustainability, but I think my question was to look at how do we make this all community inclusive? And this is where I want to bring in Matthias, because like I told you, that it does good sense when you have a very good farmer in an area, yes, but may not have a long impact if there are not many. For example, if you are looking at climate resilience methods, if I don't burn a bush, but my neighbor does.
Yes.
So how do we ensure that we do not only become giants of role modeling, like we've seen sometimes governments, model farmer, when you look at the neighbor of the model farmer, the other neighbor, they're in absolute poverty.
Yes.
Yet this one is selling milk, this one has the pigs, this one has the chicken. Yes, Matthias.
Yes, and thank you. So we continue with looking at this project, and we believe it is a change factor as we look at agroecology and how to increase food in a home and how to protect the environment. So the Case Oil project has levels or layers of participants. So in the first instance, it had to train what we call the master trainers. Then the master trainers came down, and each of them was supposed to train around 60 multipliers. Those are multipliers of knowledge. And they would be collected from different areas from Uganda. Then the multipliers, each of them is supposed to train 50 farmers. Then by the end of the day, if the chain continues, the 60 multipliers, by the end of the day, they will have trained 72,000 participants or farmers. So we are believing by the end we finish the project with our 72 farmers, we are looking at the dissemination of knowledge having expanded, and it will influence. So we believe now neighbors will be learning from neighbors. So iron will be sharpening iron. Basically, that's how it is. That is those are the layers.
Yes, Ezra, you want to supplement?
Yeah, maybe I want to supplement. What maybe I didn't mention here is that the project has a model, and that is what you call a total approach. What is it about? It is looking at how do we get knowledge from me to you and transfer it to other people. That is the model. So we said, okay, in Uganda, like I said, it is in 4 countries, but basically in Uganda, we trained 6 people. They were trained in Nairobi. And these people were meant to come back in Uganda and then train other 60 people. Each of the 6 is training 60 people. That is a total of 360. Now, the 360 are also teaching 50 farmers. Now, 360 times 50, that is a total of 772,000 farmers trained. And we are saying, okay, let that don't stop there. Let even your neighbor be part of the team. That is why we are saying, let's take these things to the community. We've had community trainings where, of course, we've had farmers, and then we know we call neighbors and all that. But I think from where we've been, we've seen change, and we have testimonies. Now, during the caravan, we are saying we have another big campaign in there. That is the Meet Africa's Farmers campaign. What is it looking at? It is looking at these success stories from where we've been, because we started in 2019 on the project, and we believe we've done justice out there in the field. Now, we are going to collect these stories from the farmers where we've been, them telling testimonies and all that, but it won't continue here. Even when it fails, it ends the project. Like you said, the sustainability. We still have these people on board. It is not all about the project. Like I said, 25 years down the road, Peram Uganda has been preparing these farmers, you know, to live sustainably. But of course, even when you look at the mission of, you know, the vision of Peram Uganda, we are looking at communities sustainably utilizing their natural resources. You know, we are looking at, you know, farmers. What you do today, like he said, is not for only today, but for the future generation. And I think that is the way to go. That is going into agroecology and then of course organic agriculture. Yes.
Still looking at organic agriculture, Matthias, one of the biggest issues farmers face in this country is the issue of market. That's why you find that many that deal with perishables, sometimes people have to buy them very cheaply because they have no other alternative. Either take them or they lose them. Yes. So when you talk about organic agriculture, is there any way it's a solution to this issue, not only in markets, but improving shelf life of the produce?
Okay. Thank you very much. So we are looking at market. And what does the market need? It looks at the product. So we are looking at those 2, 3, maybe 3 P's. Product, people, price. So we're asking the farmer, which product are you creating or are you producing? Are you taking the market? So we are looking at two things that are now challenging the farmers. If we could meet that, one, it is the quality. The quality of the product normally influences the price. So it would be good looking, but when we look at in terms of its health and benefit, that's why we are trying to say, create something organically so that it is healthy for somebody who's going to buy. So we would say now the world, because we have already said Uganda can become the food basket for the neighboring countries. But recently you had one time Kenya was stopping our food to go to their place. Reason? They are claiming it had some contamination. So we believe if we could have produced food that is healthy organically, we can get the markets. Then the next thing that we need to look at, and what we are emphasizing in this training with our farmers, quantity. So you get the market, it has a certain quantity that they need every certain time. And when you meet a farmer, because a farmer is alone, cannot meet the demand. So we are looking at now forming the network that we've been showing you we are creating into cooperatives so that these farmers can bring together their products so that we can meet the market demand in terms of quality and quantity. Yes.
Yes, you want to supplement?
Yes, I want to supplement. Okay. What we are doing here, yes, we are training our farmers, of course, to add value to whatever they are doing. And of course, the government has always told us, you need to add value in what you're doing. What do I mean trying to mean here is that the farmers, we train them to create value on their products. For example, if I am growing pineapples and there is a boom, a huge harvesting, what happens if I don't sell now? Does that mean the farmer is going to lose? No. We are saying, please, you can slice these pineapples, dry them, and then export them as dried what? Among the people we are going to visit, we have Surma Foods, Surma Center in Zirowe. They are exporting organic pineapples. We have farmers. My colleagues have now moved to Kayunga. We have farmers there who are doing organic pineapples. And the other day they were telling us, yes, when we have a bumper harvest, what we try to do, we try to slice these pineapples, dry them in local solar dryers, and then export. So what we are saying here is the market is there, but the problem is our farmers have not yet gone to that level of meeting the demands of the market. Then two, on the project here, what we are saying, we are trying to create, of course, if you are to trade outside countries organically, you need to have that mark, the certification. But how do you get a certification? One, you need to clear your house. You need to put your house in order. So what we are trying to do now, we are training farmers to form groups, what we are calling the participatory guarantee systems, like a third-party participation, so that we know in Uganda, for example, maybe in Chichusa, we have certified organic farmers of pineapples, that even when you can even compete in the outside market. You remember when the last concluded the International Dubai Expo, where most of our people are participated in Uganda here. So if we have such farmers from Uganda and they are selling in such markets, I think that would be a great opportunity. But how do they get there? We need to put them in order, we need to train them, and that is what we are doing. Of course, there are certifiers here. We are working with Ugosat. Of course, you very much know that we participated, or we contributed to the passing of the National Organic Agriculture Bill with the Minister of Agriculture. So we are in touch with the Minister of Agriculture, and I'm sure we shall get up there. Yes.
Very interesting conversation, but time is always limited on earth, and you must use the little you have very appropriate. I want to believe that any farmer that has been watching agriculture issues, we must promote organic agriculture here in Uganda. And here comes an opportunity for you to be part of the caravan that is going to be touring a number of areas for you to share, exchange notes, improve on your knowledge as well. But of course, you're in a time of COVID-19 as well. So these gentlemen will be telling me how those that may not be part of this great caravan will be part of this activity to share, to understand, and also have a look at what is really happening. And I'll begin this with Ezra, also your concluding remarks.
Well, what I need to tell our viewers that are watching us is that, yes, the caravan is for 5 days. Those that are not physically with us, we are streaming live on all our platforms, social media platforms. That is Peram Uganda Facebook, and then we have at Peram Uganda, that is Twitter. But of course, also we are streaming live on a smart TV. We are moving with them, but also UBC is with us. So you know, within the week we shall have those shows and the programs. Just keep watching UBC, our #1 station. Then also we on Sunday, Friday, sorry, we shall be streaming live. So people need to get time and then watch that show. Yes.
Well, thank you so much, Ezra. Let me have your final remarks, Matthias.
Thank you very much. As he has said, the social media is there, open. Then radio shows are moving on. And the climax is going to be so rich. Let them be there on Friday. So I would appreciate Mr. Chirabo and the team of UBC for giving us this important opportunity that we share with the nation about the important topic of organic agriculture. So I remain Kayemba Matthias, ED Pechu, KCOA multiplier.
Well, I want to thank you so much, gentlemen. All well said. Let's promote organic agriculture because it is the way to go. The world, day by day, are getting sensitive of what they consume. There are aflatoxins, and you can only have an upper hand in the market when your products are organic. Have a lovely day. Ruben is here to take you through the world of sports. Remember, COVID is still around. Go get that jab in case you've not. If you got your first, have your second. If you're above 50, go get your booster dose. And don't forget to always have a mask, social distance where possible, regular wash of your hands with soap, or if you can, a sanitizer. We need to ensure that we are all safe. God bless you. See you tomorrow.